Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Laura Hanson with Connect My Brain. We are so excited to have you with us during this series of collaborative health. We are getting close to wrapping it up. I may have one more, but Dr. Jose is with me today, and he may be my bookends for this particular series. We've been coming together and talking to all these wonderful professionals. The majority of them are actually connected with brain and body rehabilitation specialists. This is the second practice that I'm working at with all these different doctors and therapists, and we are coming together like minds, putting the patient in the middle. And what can we do to help those patients get the best care, get the greatest minds, and really move these people down into such greater health. And Dr. Jose and I are going to share something that I went through last week with him, and I'll still be going through it with him. But I really wanted him to come on to the platform and speak to you because he has such passion about working with the brain and working with patients. Dr. Jose, we are so excited to have you here on Connect My Brain. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. And, always want to share what I think and always want to help the others. So thank you for that.
Well, we're gonna shift our platform over to you, and we want to get to know you. So, what can you tell us about Dr. Jose? I know that you are a doctor of chiropractic, like myself, but what got you into the field of chiropractic?
Well, I think since very young, my dad is a physical therapist, my mom is a nurse, so I've been around patients my whole life. So since the beginning of 6, 8, 9, I've been always seeing this, and I always like to help others. And even also, I'm the massage therapist of the family. So since I was 11, 12, I'm doing massage, doing these things to my family. And they always calling me, hey, can you come give me a massage? I'm really stiff here, that. And since those days, I'm like, okay, I want to do physical therapist because that's what I see in my dad, and I also wanted to do it. And I'm an athlete, so basically that correlates with. But going forward, when I was in high school, I met this chiropractor and explained to me how the philosophy of chiropractic works and how the body heals itself and how we can do more, with movement and with the body, that it simply gets into me. And different than physical therapy, we can do different approach. And after that, I keep thinking about doing one or the other, until I arrive here in Atlanta and start doing chiropractic school, basically.
Now, you are a recent grad, correct?
Yeah. I graduated in June, but before of that, I shadowed for a couple of different offices until I met Dr. Noel, and I stay every week after. And yeah,
that's what really started to hone you in on the neurological part of chiropractic, correct?
Yeah, correct. So when I was in Life University, so I went to different clubs and different techniques of chiropractic that I like, but it wasn't until I landed on Functional Neuro Club that I realized all this new world, basically, of how we can address different things by assessing the brain and how movement goes hand to hand with the brain. And that just, stick in me, and I start studying that, and then I look forward to different doctors that is doing that, and I just that was it. That was the plan since the beginning, like help others in different ways. So I think that's the right choice.
I think so too. And I love what you said about the brain and movement. And especially for myself, specializing in pediatrics, I can really speak to that because when we come into this world, we are fully formed, but we are not fully functioning. So we're not using these higher brains. We're not doing reading, writing, and arithmetic, but we're moving. Movement is the feedback to literally from babyland. It is the progression that's going to get that brain online. So it makes perfect sense that if some part of us is not moving correctly, then our brain is not getting the right information. And I find it so frustrating in our profession that so many people have literally abandoned the neurology, and it was absolutely what we were taught in school. We had to do what they call OSCE assessments, where you go in and you have these hands-on testing environments where you had to demonstrate this cranial nerve, this reflex, this movement. And so I don't know what happened where so many people in chiropractic just got themselves stuck in back pain. And that's this much of what a chiropractic world is. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Well, people around us think that just chiropractic is an adjustment, my neck cracks or my back, and that I feel a relief, and that's it. And I think that's we can do so much in so many things to different people, from the diet, from the movement, from the adjustment, from the brain assessment. And all of those things go hand by hand, really. And that's the most important thing we have to think about, is how we address our problems and how we usually take all those things to make people feel better, and people can recognize that. So, but yeah,
Absolutely.
I
It's a
agree.
whole body approach. It's a whole healthcare system approach. It's not just, this little piece. I think it's so great that you're getting out of school and you are merging right into a collaborative environment. I can remember I graduated 27 years ago. And it was always the biggest thing. Go hang your shingle out there, Hanson Chiropractic. And so many people still feel like that. I've been trying to find people to come work in this office with me. And there's that drive to just go be out on your own. And you didn't do that. You stepped into this situation with Dr. Noel, and you're building your own practice under this collaborative effort. Why did you do that?
So, well, basically, I'm always a big fan of groups. First of all, I play basketball, and I'm a team player, and I always
Yeah,
play with teams. And I like how we as a unit, the more people we have, we can make things better. And it's not just chiropractic, it's any situation in life. I feel like if the more people we have, if we have good communication, we can do things better. We can create better things. And that's how my life is. But on here, well, I start talking to Dr. Noel about this opportunity. And of course, yeah, I can work with different type of people. I will learn a lot. I will share my part. I will help others. I will see other people's other cases. Like, why not? Like for me, it's the best decision I could ever make. And I'm glad and grateful that I'm here, that I have this opportunity to work with you, with other occupational therapists, even like other people that see other things not like me, and being able to learn from that. And not everybody has the same answer, and it's not just one answer either. So that's why I came here and I started doing this, because I feel like if I don't have the answer, other people around me can help me to do that and to have that answer for the patients. And that's what it is about, make the patient better. That's what I'm here. That's what I chose this profession.
Yeah, I never liked practicing like an island. It's amazing to bring all those different minds together, because we have sat around a table, we've brought a case to the table, and we've been able to brainstorm and come up with different types of ideas. That here's a person who's been going through something for a very long time, has tried a lot of things. So what newness can we bring to the table? That's the one thing about the brain, is that it loves novelty. It loves newness, because you get
Yeah.
its attention when you bring in something new. So let's go a little deeper about some of the work that you do. I think
Uh-huh.
I think we could talk about how you looked at me last week, and I'll give like a little scenario of what I was going through, and then you can kind of take it from there and explain it so that our audience can understand. But probably about, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, I literally had a really bright light in my right eye. And of course, I was a nervous wreck. Was I having a detached retina? Was I having a stroke? I mean, it made me nervous. So I went and saw my eye doctor, and she gave me a great exam, and I got a clean bill of health. And it literally was just going to be one of those things where, yes, sometimes something detaches and it becomes like a floater, but my eye has not felt like it used to feel. So you looked at me, and you were the first one too that said, you've got this going on in your right eye. And then we practiced a few things to see, would my body accept it, would my brain accept it. We found some excellent exercises for me to do with my eye, and you're going to be following up.
Yeah.
So, I'm 62 years old. I want to maintain not only my eyesight, but the eyes are so much more than just what we see. Why don't you tell us some more?
Okay, so we use our eyes in every time for anything we do, right? Basically. So the eyes is one of the most important things that we can see how the brain is functioning. And also what I did on you, it was I test your eyes with a software that we have here, and we could see that your eyes movement up and down is not getting to the target. So you have to use your neck more when you want to look up to different places. And not even that you have to look up, is that you don't get to the target where you want to look at. And that's just, get out of this uncalibration thing on your brain, because we need to use, your visual field. This is your vestibular and your sensory system. Vestibular is the inner ear organ that help you with balance, and that also have to be with your sensory system, that are the ones that tells you where your body is at and where your legs or arms. So we have to calibrate all these three things to make sure that you know where your body's at, and aware of the space. So, but if you look up and down and you are not able to look at the target, it could get different, all of sort things. It could be your neck pain. It could get to, you have that right eye thing. We don't know if it was that floating thing, the lights, but we know that it's some issues over there, and we can work that with different exercises, integrating all these three systems and integrating your brain to make this better. So,
Well, and I think we were also talking about just moving those eyes from left to right. So I remember couple of things. When you put me on the stability pad, at first, when I closed my eyes, I moved all over the place, and especially backwards. So when you're talking about balance, we're also talking about my stability. And we think about it, we almost think that it's normal to get older and just fall down. And that's not true. So I don't fall down. I don't want to start that. And also I don't have any physical pain. So this is the other part that might make somebody reluctant to come to a chiropractor, because we haven't done a very good job. We've associated all of our work with pain, and I don't even have any pain. And who would think to tell their chiropractor, something just doesn't feel smooth in my eye? Well, I did, and I'm glad that I did. But we were also talking about earlier, moving the eyes left to right. We need our eyes like we're pulling out on a road and we got to turn left or right. You got to be able not only to move your neck, but you got to be able to use your eyes. Yeah. So even those kinds of motions, if you're noticing that they're changing, this might be something for you to get the orchestration of your eyes, your vestibular, and your sensory system evaluated for stability. So let's not even just think of it about pain,
Yeah, and it's not just pain, it's posture, it's movement, it's, being just healthy. Because again, everything is connected, and the way we have to assess the body is not just muscle, is not just the eye with, your eye doctor. That's important too, but how we can integrate the eye problem with your brain and how you move and how you work and how you function is basically how we are looking things right now here in Brain and Body. So
I want to speak to one thing you just said. But while I'm doing that, I want you to think of a case where it wasn't pain and the person came in and the things that you evaluated based on their complaint, but the other systems that you found were also a part of the bigger picture. Does that make sense? Like, how we were talking about nutrition, we were talking about just global health. What things have you found where you're integrating eyes, vestibular, and sensory, but the patient had these other things going on somewhere throughout their body? And as you improved this communication, other systems were improved. Okay. Because, you're right. We're not taking away from any other profession. So in chiropractic, we would not be looking at visual acuity. That would definitely go to your eye doctor, right? But there are 6 muscles that wrap around the eyeball that are coordinated, and those muscles go to different places in your brain. And if we start to think about those other places where that communication, this is when you can begin to understand how other systems can get involved. For example, a person that's in chronic pain, you only need, so there's a little thing that fires off, and it's called a nociceptor, and it's a pain receptor. You only need 90%, you only need 10% to reach up to the thalamus, which is this big relay system in the brain. You only need 10% of those receptors firing to tell your brain you're in pain. So where does the other 90% go? It goes back into the autonomic nervous system, which is that fight or flight mechanism. It's certainly not rest, feed, and breed, but it's the autonomic. And how far reaching, if you've got disruption in that autonomic nervous system, how far reaching can that go?
So, it's gonna be a long thing, but just to make sure, there's people that doesn't have pain, right? But eye movement have trouble. There's people that comes with double vision, and they don't know how double vision come from. And it's more we can we can start doing some eye exercise and they get better. But it's not just eye muscles. It's also proprioception and how the neck feels or how the vestibular system feel. And we start getting closer and closer that double vision getting better. And we are not eye doctors. It's something that that's another case that it's not pain, but she comes here and she start doing eye exercises because she wants to have that eye vision better. Even though she drive and she did see double car sometimes. So she has to close one eye and drive to
Oh my
know that
goodness.
she's looking the right thing. And that's just, eye movement. But how does those eyes relates to um the autonomic and how the pain relates to all this is uh, people can get stress. Stress can be part of their life all the time, and
Yeah.
you don't know how well you're doing, or how bad are you doing until you know you work those systems together. So sometimes you have to get a step back and assess all these three things to know, okay, is this a complaint that is brain based, is just pain? Because some people come with shoulder pain and it's nothing in the shoulder.
Right. Right.
It's more in the neck or it's more in the vestibular system. We have done different vestibular movement and they get a better, they get less pain because it's the vestibular system that is out of sync, and it tightens all that side. And sometimes you do a movement and it hurts and you think you do something for the shoulder and it's not the shoulder and the shoulder doesn't go back. So is the way we work. I think we can work. We see every possibility. We try to see every possibility in how we can work that. Is just what we're trying to do here.
Well,
Um,
it's a whole body approach, and
approach. Yeah.
that's why there's many of us, and we have so many different things that we can offer. So not only with the eyes, vestibular, and the sensory system, but I do neurofeedback in addition to working with kids and nutrition. And it's because really of our education that we were instructed to look at the entire person.
And
And
again,
we go ahead.
okay. How my bad. So and again, so we were thinking about the balance and how you should have balance even though you are 62, 15, 25, 30, and some people have no balance at their 30s. So it's just a way to how we activate those things and how we
Hmm.
contribute to that and how we work that up. And is we test your vestibular system by closing your eyes, having you in the pad, and between that we test that, and then we test your eyes, and then we assess your body, and we figured out how to work. And I think we could do a vestibular maneuver on you, and then right after, again, try to see your eye movement, and we can do it next time if you want, and we can see how your eyes improve just with vestibular. Imagine if we
Oh,
work everything
absolutely.
together.
Absolutely. And that's a very good point. Like I made some significant changes, and I have to say it really wasn't until today that I felt like I need to get back and get another adjustment because I had maintained comfort in my eyes since you worked on me. I think it was last Friday. And, one of the things that goes on when people consider this type of work, I've heard people say, once you go, you have to go forever. Well, you don't have to. You can make a choice, but we are simply working on your body. And I know that I'm going to have to work at this with some higher intensity for a little while so that I can smooth out my eye movements. But, it's important for people to realize it didn't take me overnight to get to this position. And I can't just, wave a magic wand and it's going to be back. I have to go back and practice. I think that has been one of the greatest things I've learned about the brain over years is the patterning that goes on. And even when something is not the best pattern, you can practice and have that pattern change. And the quality of your life is impacted in such a positive way.
Yeah, and we can make different exercises that it relates more to coordination and cerebellum wise. And we even have a machine here, Spine Force, that helps you to core strength, and not just core strength for the core is a big input into the cerebellum to make you more stronger in cognition wise. Remember how to strengthen that part of the muscle closest to the spine. And even there is some research on the Spine Force, and you do 10 to 15, 20 session, and after a break, you still remember that strength and still have that strength on the spine. So yeah,
well, you're going to have to put me on that one. I've been wanting to go on that one.
Well, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it.
Well, we've really enjoyed having you with us. Why don't you tell us a couple of things? What is the best kind of case for you? What are you looking for in patients? And how do people get in touch with you?
So basically, I like to work with people that are older people because, I'm really close to my grandparents, and I would like to see them get better. And, if their life is easier, I'm happier in my life. So I'm here for every type of patient, really. But the main ones that I want to help the most is the people that are, lacking of quality life, and the ones that wants to get better at doing, activities of daily living. So that's my main goal, how they can have more balance, less risk of falls, and be more, have more strength on their core, walking better, all that, have less pain. So that's my main reason that I'm here. And those are the type of people that I want. But how you can reach me? Well, you can go to your BBRS on the Google, right? And be on the website. That's one. I have an email that is my name, Jose Adorno DC @gmail. Or you can come in here and call the cell phone of the office also. So they can email me, and also, I have an offer, 50% because I'm starting. So first visit and the next 3 visit for the people that hear this with you. Dr. Laura Hanson, they say that.
Great. Oh, okay. So now let's make sure, say your email again. Is it Jose Adorno DC?
Yeah, at Gmail.
Okay, so hopefully if you're watching, you can see his name printed out, but it's JOSE ADORNO DC, Doctor of Chiropractic, @gmail.com. The website for Brain and Body Rehabilitation Specialist is YOUR BBRS.com. And Dr. Jose is giving 50% off of your initial visit. And then what was it for the 3
And
follow-ups?
the next 3 follow-ups. So you can have a
So
first visit, then
50% off of both of those.
of those. Yeah. So you can have a
Okay,
first
well,
visit and then have a look at what we do and how you can get better.
Well, that is incredibly generous. So I hope if you hear this, you mention that I heard about Dr. Jose on the Connect My Brain podcast so that you can get that offer. Now, if you missed something and you want to just get a follow-up, please feel free to reach out to me. The office here at Connect My Brain is 678-501-5172. You can also go on the website, connectmybrain.com, and we have a little form that you can fill out. And I'm happy to get back with you, and I'm happy to send you his way if you're trying to get to Dr. Jose. So thank you so much for being with us and taking
for the
time
invitation.
To share your knowledge, and you have such a comforting spirit that I'm sure somebody out there is definitely going, I'm going to connect with him. Thank you again.
Amen.
I hope you have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye, doctor.